get that light in my eyeballs. I'm live. So, okay. Nickelodeon or Disney? Nickelodeon or Disney? Nickelodeon or Disney? What's better? What is the better channel? What was your preferred channel when you were young? Nickelodeon or Disney? You may not answer option C, Cartoon Network. No. The question is Nickelodeon or Disney? Hi. Hi, Jules. Hi, Justin. Hi, KK. KK said Disney. Shed, Disney. Hi, Mel. Mel said Nickelodeon. Razy Random Girl said Nick. Hi, Cher. No, Trey, I said no one is allowed to say option C, Cartoon Network. No. Nickelodeon or Disney. Hi, Kimberly Frazier. Hi, Sim. Oh, I saw it. I saw your comment, Sim. I just haven't, I saw your comment, but I haven't gotten the link yet. But I did see your comment. It's there. It's still there. Well, I'm sure if you go look at it, you won't be able to see it, but that's because I'm still holding it because I don't want to forget. Hi, Kakashi Cowboy. Last week I was still finishing up daily videos, so I had no time. Trey, my preferred channel was Disney. Hi, Nicole. Disney because they had the gas. No, Kimberly Frazier, no. Adult Swim, no. Cartoon Network. You are not allowed to say option C, Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network is more for adults anyway. Nickelodeon or Disney when you were younger is the question. Hi, Roderick. You cannot say option C, Cartoon Network. If Cartoon Network really is your favorite and you don't want to vote, then just don't vote. Hi, Sims, or Sims 3. Disney Channel was my channel. Hi, Bambusa. Marcus, damn, I was going to say Cartoon Network. Nick, then definitely. I wasn't feeling Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. Definitely Disney. Kakashi Cowboy said Disney. Trey said Disney for the original movies. I think Disney had better movies and Nickelodeon had better shows. So I think I will vote Nickelodeon. I mean, I personally would choose Nickelodeon. But I definitely think Disney had better original movies. Do they even still make original movies? I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time. I don't have Disney or Nickelodeon now. So, but I just want to know what you guys think. Hi, Roderick. Roderick said PBS. Disney is only good for films. Nick destroys in cartoons. I'm older, so I'm a Nick girl. I grew up watching all that and the Amanda Show. Hi, China. Zoog Disney. Owen, Avatar, The Last Airbender defeats all. So Nickelodeon for Owen. Oh, wait. No, how did I get... Okay, wait. I don't know what just happened. Whoa. It just like skipped down the chat. Nickelodeon, I love Little Bear and Blue's Clues, said Nicholas Turner. Hi, Vanity. I didn't have those growing up. All I had was PBS Kids. Hi, Jonas fan, Disney. Lex said Nick. Seven Mariposa said Nickelodeon. 90s Nickelodeon, nothing comes close. Oh, 90s Nickelodeon. This is Sophie's Choice. Nickelodeon then. Hi, Mo. Oh, we need to vote for UPN too. Okay, well, so if you guys, so it seems like most people said Nickelodeon, but a few of y'all are voting for Disney, but Nickelodeon had a few bops. If y'all want to do another one, UPN, WB, or CW? Hi, Bailey, CW. Bailey says CW. Hi, Bailey. UPN was nuts. Bye. WB. Hi, Social Purgatory. Hi, Cher. UPN for the win. WB. A lot of you guys are picking WB over UPN. WB over UPN? Moesha came on UPN. That's hard. WB. Early WB. WB and UPN were originally not the same company. They were originally two different companies. They originally didn't have the same management, but then they like came together. That's why I know some people are gonna vote for CW, which is like UPN and WB like put together. Like now we have CW, so I know some people are gonna vote for that because I know like some people are probably gonna vote for the CW shows like The Flash and stuff. But I know some people are gonna vote for WB for the old school shows like Smallville and Supernatural. But I have a soft spot for UPN. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because like Moesha came on UPN. UPN had America's Next Top Model. Exactly, Trey. Like, y'all not gonna act like UPN didn't have a run. UPN had a run. I mean, WB was good too. Steve Harvey Show came on WB with that damn dancing frog. I didn't even finish Nick and Disney yet. Hold on. Hi, Savannah. Okay. We need UPN too. Disney, but Nickelodeon had a few bops. I'm a Disney girl, but Nickelodeon will always have a special place in my heart. I also feel like nowadays, you know, we have all this like Disney in our face, Disney, that it seems like Disney's this huge thing, which it is. But I know a lot of people fucked with Nickelodeon. So I was curious, like, who would say Disney and who would say Nickelodeon? Lizzie McGuire, Phil of the Future, Jake Dragon, Proud Family, Disney Movie of the Week. Oh, Justin's voting for Disney all the way. Roderick said I can't choose. Avatar: The Last Airbender all the way is Nick. No Cartoon Network, Ori. No Cartoon Network. I always felt too old for Disney. Avatar: The Last Airbender defeats all. Disney's only good for films. Nick destroys in cartoons. Okay. Hi, Michelle's daughter. I'm older, so I'm a Nick girl. I don't know how I skipped. And there's Savannah. When I was younger, definitely Nick. When Disney was more black, it was fire. Disney used to be my channel. Nick never had good movies. Disney was going crazy during the late 90s, early 2000s. Mo said, what shows were on Disney? What shows were on Disney? Daniel said, so hard, but I choose Nick. Savage, Disney for sure. Disney wasn't good with the shows a lot of the times, only the movies. Hi, Kendrick. Slides in disheveled. Did I make it this week? You made it. Yeah, Disney had the Proud Family. Disney, hi, Bushy Brows. Hi, Vanity. Disney then was better, but Disney is trash now. Sister did not start on Disney or Nickelodeon. Sister was, I want to say Sister was on UPN or the WB. It was not on Disney or Nickelodeon. Sir, why are you starting the month off with these hard questions? Nickelodeon had better shows and better cartoons. Yeah, Sister was UPN, I want to say. I did forget about Avatar, but Disney has more hits. Sorry. If I had to choose, I would choose... Whoops. If I had to choose, I would choose Nickelodeon off the strength of Avatar, Hey Arnold, and The Amanda Show. Like, Nickelodeon had, like, classic shows like Rugrats and, like, Rocko's Modern Life. Like, those, like, classic shows. But Disney did have those, the original channel, like, movies, like Don't Look Under the Bed and stuff like that. It's a hard choice. And Nickelodeon had like Fairly Odd Parents, was my show. I don't know. I think I'm voting for Nick. I love Nickelodeon too. It's a toughie for me. I feel like it was truly the golden age then. Disney's Recess is still the best cartoon out there. But before Recess was on Disney, wasn't Recess on the WB? Wasn't Recess on one of those public television shows or NBC or ABC? It was on something else first before it was on Disney. There's a lot of these shows that also like started on one of the plain channels and then got like moved over to cable. Depends on which era of Disney, but overall Nick is better. Rugrats, Hey Arnold, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Invader Zim. Oh yeah, SpongeBob. Sorry, nothing's beating SpongeBob. I'm gonna have to go with Nick. That's that. On that. Bailey voted for CW. Jules voted for UPN. Vanity voted for WB. Savage voted for WB. Hi, Cher. Hi, Social Purgatory again. Davey, UPN. Trey, WB. Nicole, WB. A lot of you guys are saying WB. Early WB. Hi, Lovely Me. Hi, Marcy. It looks like most of you guys voted for WB. WB for the Saturday morning cartoons. Oh, Roderick voted for CW. Why'd you vote for CW, Roderick? I'm not old enough to remember UPN or WB, so the CW. How old are you? Supernatural started on WB. All That, Rugrats, Doug, Our Real Monsters, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Hey Dude, Cat Dog, Ren and Stimpy, Nick was the best. Yeah, y'all just like that WB frog. Queen said y'all wildin' UPN. I was surprised. I thought more people will vote UPN, Queen. I'm surprised the number of people that voted for WB. What happened? Raising Cranbro, did you accidentally remove Leaves and Branches? Because it looks like you deleted her comments. Leaves and Branches, can you comment? Can you comment? That frog was dressed to the nines and dancing. It doesn't show that you're blocked, but I see that your comments got deleted. But when I click on them, I can still see them. Oh, you're here. Okay, that was weird. I guess that was an accident. Cool. CW is racist trash. I wouldn't vote for CW either, personally. I wouldn't vote for CW. Okay, let me scroll back up. So it looks like Mo said, I missed that dancing frog. WB has Static Shock. Sister did not start on CW. Sister was coming on before CW even existed. I'm pretty sure it started coming on UPN. Stop playing. Y'all don't all like WB. WB kids. OMG. Early UPN for sure. WB because of Animaniacs. CW is the worst. That's hard. WB, but only because of Smallville and the early morning cartoons. The frog was my guy. I didn't watch Moesha. I watched Buffy. Disney has better vibes than Nickelodeon. UPN had back-to-back Mondays with all the black shows, but I watched more WB throughout the week. UPN because of Everybody Hates Chris and Moesha. UPN had Moesha. Right, Jules! UPN had Moesha, Girlfriends, Everybody Hates Chris, One-on-One, Half and Half. Right, like UPN had all the Negro shows. I'm surprised the amount of people that voted for the WB. UPN was the black sitcom capital. UPN could clear off Moesha alone. Hi, Gary. Definitely WB, even though I was very young when I was at its prime. I maybe choose WB, but I will never disrespect UPN. WB had the Wayans brothers. Hi, Brooke. CW, then UPN. WB had Steve Harvey, The Parenthoods, Wayans brothers. Sister did not start on the WB. Sister was one of them other channels. I forgot UPN is not called the Urban People Network. UPN also had the Parkers because it was a spinoff of Moesha. Nickelodeon wins because they just made Avatar Studios. You're about to get a lot of new content. What's up with that Avatar Studios thing? What exactly is that? I saw it, but I haven't looked into it. They're going to be doing like all movies and TV shows like in the Avatar universe. Nick had cartoons, but Disney had them real life shows. It was like different aesthetics depending on what mood I was in. Disney was forgettable as hell. Disney had a good run for its shows in the 2000s. I watched That's So Raven, Kim Possible, Lizzie McGuire, Phil of the Future, The Proud Family, all on Disney. I did watch That's So Raven, Kim Possible, Lizzie McGuire, and The Proud Family on Disney. I did not watch Phil of the Future, though. I definitely watched Disney a lot more than Nick. I was obsessed with some Boy Meets World, even though it didn't originally start on Disney. Yeah, Boy Meets World is another one that originally started on, like, ABC or something, and then it got moved. Disney had really good original movies. Thank you, Owen. Sister was ABC at first. It was not WB. Sister did not come on the WB. WB had the Wayans brothers and Smart Guy. Hi, Kylo. Disney had Proud Family, Kim Possible, and That's So Raven. Plus, they spun a ton of their 90s movies into TV shows. Wild Thornberries. I thought Sister was on CBS. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it was on ABC. Like, maybe it moved, but Sister didn't. I don't think it originally came on WB. Nickelodeon was the Wild Thornberries, which I did love. Wild Thornberries was my show. As Told by Ginger, what? JM. Sister started on ABC. They got dropped and WB picked them up. Okay, so they started on ABC though. UPN, Moesha, Malcolm and Eddie, the Parkers' girlfriends, and they play reruns of Martin. I kind of feel like, so I've been thinking about this a lot, like cable and like shows and stuff, because I read this thing earlier, which probably some of you that follow me on Instagram saw. I posted it, that it was about how it was called like the internet, the rest of the internet is paying for Facebook and Google to be free. And it was basically talking about how the rest of the internet and like these streaming services and all this stuff are like subsidized so that other things, mostly social media, Facebook and shit like that, can be free. But it was talking about how like back in the day, I hate even saying that, but how like back in the day when you had cable or whatever, or when you had like a different media landscape, you know, like you paid your one fee. So you paid whatever however much you paid for cable, and then like you got all your channels and you were able to like watch all your stuff. But now it's like all these streaming services and like all these sites and like all these streaming services and all these sites and stuff, they have to like subsidize and they have to like charge all this money, which is also why now you are seeing like even more social media. So the context was this like Twitter paid thing that they're like flirting with. And they were like, now you have all this stuff that has to be like subsidized in other ways. And they were like, people are going to start to see that the shit that we're paying for now is like more expensive than the cable, and people like cut the cord because like cable was too expensive. They didn't want to pay for cable anymore. So then I was like thinking about cable, and like we were chatting about like different shows and different things, and I was just like thinking about like the networks, because I also think that that's having an effect on the content that we're getting. Because like back in the day when you had like the old networks, you were getting more content, right? Like you were getting more variety. Even like the black shows and like the black sitcoms, like UPN had like their little slate of black shows, and like the WB had like WB had Jamie Foxx and like Steve Harvey Show and like Wayans Brothers, and then UPN, which had like Moesha and like the Parkers, and then you had like ABC, which like was where Sisters like started. But now it's sort of like it's just like the media landscape is totally different, and you know, like all the quote unquote like black content is like over here in one place, and it's like all the same, and it's just like there's a lot of like monopolizing. And so I did want to start off with like what were some of you guys' like favorite channels and whatever, because I'm just curious. I was just curious. I do also want to talk about like a couple other things, but I just started there because we were talking about it. Sister did come on Disney, but it didn't start there. Yeah, like you can't count Recess for Disney. No, you can't be like, oh, Disney wins because of Recess. Recess did not start on Disney. You can't count like Sister for WB because it did not start there. Angry Beavers was Nick. Our Real Monsters was Nick. Brooke. I was raised on Nickelodeon. Black Disney was an era. Danny Phantom was Nick, wasn't it? Jake Long, the American Dragon, that was Nick too, wasn't it? Like, I don't know. Nick had the shows. Disney has purchased so much in the last years that I don't even know which shows had their origins on Disney anymore. I'm going with Disney overall. Oh yeah, there you were. You were accidentally hidden by Raising Random Girl. I see that. And then you got unhidden. That was a mistake. Gonna have to say Nickelodeon because you had that automatic with cable, and it was my first channel I knew how to turn to on my own. Kendrick was like, "Ma, give me the remote. Let me put on my one channel." Disney had my favorite superhero movie, Up, Up and Away. Disney did have the original stuff. I love Recess. That was my show. I love Nick at Night. Justin, of course you love WB, Justin. Seventh Heaven, Smallville, Dawson's Creek, Supernatural, Steve Harvey. The Disney Channel was not always as accessible as Nick. Nick had SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, Avatar, Invader Zim. I stayed locked between them and Cartoon Network. Kakashi Cowboy said, but Disney had Proud Family, That's So Raven, Smart Guy, Hey Jackson, Cheetah Girls, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Vaughn said Nick did it better. Sorry, Disney. UPN has better black content, but WB has more timeless classic shows. It was a wrap for Rugrats when Dill showed up. I hate Dill. Why did you hate Baby Dill? Why do people hate Baby Dill? I like Dill Pickles. He was a little baby. Nickelodeon has, Tommy didn't want his sponsitilities. I could relate. I don't want mine either. Nickelodeon has SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, Wild Thornberrys, and even Rocket Power. You can't compete with that. Cause I got that rocket power. I forgot about Wild Thornberrys and As Told by Ginger. Nick also had Ren and Stimpy, classic. I was born in 99. I only know the CW. Ren and Stimpy was my show. UPN had more black sitcoms. Hi, Senna. I can't click on this for some reason, but it looks like Super Chat. Thank you. The Frog was dressed to the nines. Yeah, the Wayans Brothers was on WB. The PJs was on WB. I thought you meant Jet Jackson. It really is too hard to decide on Nickelodeon or Disney. CW is racist trash. Oh, and there's Mo. I'm here. Cool. Mo, you're there. I think that was a mistake. Y'all remember So Weird from Disney? One of the reasons I started watching Supernatural was because it reminded me of it. Who remembers the PJs? Hi, Max Data. Hi, Fam Samity Sam. Disney was good for picking up shows that other channels dropped. Cartoon Network was not option C. Oh, you thought you deleted your own comment. Yeah, it's okay. I know the chat gets confused. Like, sometimes the options are weird. I was born in 96. Don't remember UPN or the WB. Hi, Bree. Bree said, I have an exam to study for, but now I want to come debate. I grew up in front of the TV watching both of these channels. Senna said CW had potential, but ultimately disappointed. I agree. I feel like that's a fair assessment, Senna. That's a fair assessment. Like CW had good potential, but didn't really live up to the promise. I stopped watching CW after Smallville ended. They all got racist over time, just like Fox. They all start black and then change to all white shows. CA said Disney for sure. First chance UPN had to drop all their black shows, they jumped at it, said Brooke. Rebecca said WB. Davey said, I love Smallville. Everybody Hates Chris came on UPN. Yeah, Owen. WB was for the kids. WB had cartoons in the afternoon. Yeah, UPN and WB came together and became CW, Fam Samity Sam. So I know some people are going to, I said UPN, WB, or CW. I know some people are going to pick CW because they like CW shows like the Arrowverse and shit like that. I didn't figure out UPN had all those shows until later. I saw all those shows on other channels. Too young for UPN, but I missed the black sitcoms. Eve came on UPN too, didn't it? Eve show? EVE, how you doing? As a kid, for me, it was Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and PBS Kids in that order. So Disney first for you. Yeah, Sister was on ABC originally. WB was Jamie Foxx. UPN had Moesha. Jamie Foxx was WB. Ori. UPN did have Moesha, Half and Half, Girlfriends, All of Us, and the Parkers. And I'm pretty sure Eve was UPN also, I feel. No, UPN wasn't a paid channel. UPN, I want to say in DC was channel 20. I want to say UPN was channel 20 and WB was channel 50. And the CW, I don't remember what channel CW became. I don't recall. CW might have became channel 20. I don't remember. Yeah, obviously this was like a long time ago. I do remember UPN was channel 20 and WB was channel 50. I do remember that. Jake Long. Oh, Jake Long was Disney. Oh, American Dragon was Disney. I did like the American Dragon. American Dragon. Hi, Cam Powhatan. Why does my chat keep jumping around? Bushy Brows, I'm not happy with that Avatar Studios thing. I'm curious about that as well, Avatar Studios. Avatar Studios will be doing new animated series and films based on an extended Avatar universe. Yeah, now I love Last Airbender, but I'm not super into extended Avatar universe. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not. I tried watching Legend of Korra. Korra is fucking annoying. Like I don't really like her very much, and I didn't really like her show. I know some people like loved it, stand it. It was for them. Wasn't for me. Like I like Aang. So, like, if it's not Aang, I don't know if I fucking care. That's just me, though. That's just me, though. Like, I like Aang. Like, that's my guy. Like, I love Aang. Like, maybe we need to get a actual good live-action Airbender movie before we start, like, expanding out and shit. You know? Like, I don't know. Like, we still haven't even gotten that yet. Regarding the Avatar Studios, I feel like they should just leave things alone. I've never had major surgery, so you might have me confused with someone else. Houston. The original creators are part of Avatar Studio. An Avatarverse exclusive sect of Nick for shows and movies. Wild Thornberries. Oh my god, you thought Wild Thornberries was boring? I love that show. I love Donnie. I like that he didn't fucking talk. 90s Nickelodeon was better and more diverse. Disney original movies were everything. It was low-key like going to the theater. They would premiere a new movie once a week. When Cheetah Girls came out, me and my BF had popcorn and everything. Ginger was the show, Mo. Thank you. That was the show. Someone once told me the grass is much greener. Wild Thornberries slap. As Told by Ginger is a masterpiece. So is Wild Thornberries. I have memories of my family watching a Thornberries movie together. On the other side, Macy Gray. Till further notice, I'm in between. Hi, Absurd. From where I'm standing, my grass is green. Everything is too divided. You can't keep up with what shows to watch. It's getting very redundant, but I do like that we don't have ads with paid streaming services. Boy Meets World was on Hulu, then moved to Disney. I'm like, bro, why I gotta do all this? Sim, I was rewatching Dexter on Amazon Prime, I was watching Dexter on Netflix, and in the middle of me watching it, they took it off, and I had to finish it on Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime, they'll have shit on for like one day and then take it off, so I had to like rush to finish. Word, now everything is a spinoff or remake. Hulu and Netflix be having overlaps like that too. I be getting confused where I am. ABC had Family Matters and Hanging with Mr. Cooper too every Friday night on TGIF. Bounce. You guys know I watch Bounce. And I have not seen All Black, but I have heard of it. Bounce and All Black are Black-owned channels. Bounce is really good. For a long time, that's like the only place I could watch rock. I also like TV One a lot, which is owned by Kathy Hughes. And now she owns a minority share of BET as well. I wonder if she could like buy them out. But I really like Bounce a lot. Hi, Lisa. Love Moesha and Sister. Crazy times down here in NZ. Ooh, have a tsunami alert. Oh, gosh. Danny Phantom is Nick. Clarissa Explains It All was Nick, Queen. Jake Long was Disney. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Nickelodeon, that was my show. Hi, Avant-Garde. Hope everyone's having a good week, ready for spring, which is quickly approaching. I know, I can't believe we're already in March of 2021. Like, what? Yeah, if these streaming services get too high, I'm going back to basic cable, said Dylan. As Told by Ginger, navigated high school teenage woes from a psychological standpoint, which I really liked. I love Sister. That's like my show. I've seen every episode, like, I don't know if, like, I would say that I've seen every episode like several hundred times. Some people might think that's exaggerating, but like I literally used to watch Sister every day after school for like years. Sister, I watched every day after school. Like Moesha, I watched every day after school. Charmed, I watched every day. I've seen every episode numerous times. Jamie Foxx show, I watched every day. Like between 3 and 6 o'clock was like my prime TV, and I was watching everything. Having streaming services has really forced me to buy DVDs because nowadays everything is so under lock and key. How do you feel about that, Vaughn? How do you feel about that? I don't know why I can't click on the super chat, but thank you to whoever did super chat. I can't click on it. Yeah, ABC is freeform now, Jules. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think didn't ABC get bought out by Disney or something? And now it's freeform. So I don't know if like technically that's Disney. TV shows would have between 13 to 25 episodes a season. With streaming services, you're lucky to get a 10-episode season, and they cancel it after one season. Yes, like that's another thing too. It's like when you're beholden to the streaming services, like your show might end right in the middle. It's really not the same as like network television. It's really not. Like it's really not. And it's so interesting to see people being like, we're in this golden era of television, which I'm not going to say that we're not. But it's very different. Like your golden TV show might be gone after 3 seasons. You just don't know. Like it's not gonna come on for 15 years like Supernatural or fucking Walking Dead. Like the shit that comes on network TV seems like it sticks around. Hi, Monica. Bailey, Jimmy Neutron was my one cartoon as a child. I forgot about that show. Yeah, Famous Jet Jackson was Disney. May he rest in peace. Nick had Keenan and Kel and all that. SpongeBob is still good. Nick got me hooked as a preteen on Degrassi. I did like Dill, yes, said the only child. You're right, absurd. I never had to deal with someone like Dill in real life. You're right. If I had to base things off the animation alone, I would definitely say Nickelodeon knocks it out of the park. I got a lot of my art inspo from Nick and Cartoon Network. Nick gave us Salute Your Shorts. There you are, Owen. Sponsorbilities! Why wouldn't it let me click this, Owen? I don't want my sponsorbilities. I don't want them. I don't want them. If you have siblings, Dill was annoying. OJB went back. Wild and Crazy Kids, Legend of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare, Figure It Out. Ren and Stimpy was our show, me and my siblings. Nick gave us Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's it. Oh, Roderick, Dill Pickle should have been left with the monkeys in the first movie. Y'all so mean. Y'all didn't like Dill. I really like Dill. I even like in the second movie with Kimmy. I don't know. I liked all the stuff. I thought that the add-ons that they did were really good. Now, All Grown Up was stupid, but I really liked Rugrats all the way up to the end. I've heard people talk about how Dill being on the show changed it, and I guess the show did kind of decline after Dill was born, but I think that was more to do with Nick behind the scenes. Yeah, they wanted All Grown Up to be like the show. They were trying to like make that the Rugrats show. So they kind of like stopped investing in Rugrats, but then people didn't like All Grown Up. So that, you know, bad call. And the Rugrats movie, when they introduced Dill, the part where Tommy was about to feed his ass to the monkeys, I was sobbing. Oh, I see somebody got blocked here. So somebody was spamming and got blocked. Damn, y'all was all in a race. Davey, Ori, and Queen was in a race on who was going to block this person. It looked like Queen won. Queen was Quick Draw McGraw, block somebody. Hi, Aquarius. I was a TV stan as a kid. I knew shows my mom didn't even know. I was born in 95 and I watched all this. I was a channel hopper. Content is disappointing now. What would you think would make it better, Dylan? My brother wanted to be like Jet Jackson so bad. He recorded every episode, had waves like him, talk like him. I remember he had a music video. Jet had a music video, and he thought that was so cold. I really like Jet Jackson, too. It's the famous Jet Jackson. That one was obviously, like, the urban show. Like, that was the one for the niggas. Like, clearly, that was the one. Eve, but her name was Shelly. I will never get over that. Eve is actually a really good actress. There was an article about the black sitcoms and how they used them for a cash grab. Yes, Eve came on UPN. Okay, Cartoon Network. Kakashi Cowboy said Samurai Jack, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed and Eddie, Scooby Doo, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really know if you can count Cartoon Network. Like, I don't really feel like Courage the Cowardly Dog, for example, and Ed and Eddie are not, and like Samurai Jack are not for kids. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really know if you can count Cartoon Network. I personally feel like the bulk of their content is not for children. So if we're talking like Disney versus Nickelodeon for like kids content, that's why I was like, not, and we all know Cartoon Network has like classic shows like Powerpuff Girls, classic, Dexter's Laboratory, classic. Like we all know, but I feel like Cartoon Network is not really necessarily in the same lane. Like Adult Swim it's for adults. Like Space Ghost Coast to Coast and shit like that. Like it's not for kids. UPN was channel 2 for me. WB was 13. WB was 17 over here in Philly. UPN was 57. Remember when we had to remember channel numbers? Exactly, fam, Samity Sam. This is why I feel like I will never forget. UPN was channel 20 and WB was channel 50. Because I was constantly going back and forth. I was so sad when that merger happened and they became CW. UPN and WB were my two favorite non-cable networks for different reasons. CW is just like DCville now. Oh, I don't even remember what channel Nick was. All the basic channels were in the single digits for me in Florida, said Alec. Hi, Ryan. Jimmy said Disney. Yeah, Eve was UPN. Jimmy Fox was WB. Oh, Owen, I'm sorry, Owen. Owen said no Cora slander. Come on now. I didn't even finish. I got like halfway through it, and I was just like, I just can't. I was like, I can't. Cora don't listen. She doesn't listen. I just couldn't take it. I didn't like Cora either. Now that I think about it, we used to call UPN 53. That way we always knew what channel to turn to. I see y'all brought up the Jackie Chan and the Men in Black cartoon. I forgot about the Jackie Chan show, OMG. Monica, I can't bring myself to watch Legend of Korra because she was so unlikable. She was just like, I'm the Avatar, 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 I'm the Avatar. Did I mention that I was the Avatar? Did I tell everyone here in this room that I'm the Avatar? Does everyone here know that I'm the Avatar? Like, okay, girl, we know. You're the Avatar. We got it. I liked Korra the show, but her character is annoying as fuck. Korra was so annoying and unlikable. I felt the same. Hi, lovely me. I felt the same. Could not get into Korra and hate how they just slid past Zuko. I wanted him to get a spinoff of him trying to find his mother. Korra was not for me. You don't like Korra? Let's fight. Korra was it wasn't about her getting her ass beat. Korra was a 15-year-old going up against master level benders. Of course she was getting her ass beat. It wasn't about her getting her ass beat. Like, of course she was getting her ass beat, but she wouldn't even be getting her ass beat if she wasn't already in that situation where she walked into a bar and climbed up on the bar and yelled at the top of her lungs, I'm the Avatar, who wants to fight? Like, girl, relax. If it ain't Aang, I can't hang. But Lisa. I was a kid when Avatar: The Last Airbender aired, and an adult when Korra aired, and they hit different. I know a lot of people did like Korra because she was older, but I like Aang. I just love Aang. Like, I just always liked Aang. Hi, Armand. I'm a Legend of Korra stan. I'll fight everybody on that. Invader Zim. Hi, Meek. Invader Zim. Teenage Robot. Nick Hit. I used to love Invader Zim. Macy Gray sung the fuck out of that. My grass is green. Bree, you know what it is. Someone once told me the grass is much greener. Some of y'all have watched WandaVision. Wild Thornberry crossover. They did have a crossover with the Rugrats. They did a whole movie, Senna. It was called Rugrats Go Wild. Hi, Chariot Man Gaming. Hey Arnold was on Nick. Hey Arnold was a classic, too. I miss theme songs. Do the shows not have theme songs anymore? I couldn't tell you what was the last new show I watched. As Told by Ginger was everything. I also liked Our Real Monsters on Nickelodeon. I miss original content. I still watch Hey Arnold on Hulu. My family will watch Avatar together when it aired. We were all obsessed. Hi, Will2 Games. Debbie was my girl on Wild Thornberries. Of course she was, Brooke. She just wanted to not be out in the wild dealing with them crazy ass animals. I couldn't blame her. And the fact that she was voiced by Danielle Harris. I like that they always had Debbie watching Donnie. Like, I like the little bond that Debbie and Donnie, like, had. I like that Eliza could not understand fucking Donnie. Like, because Donnie was like a feral wild boy, so you would think that she'd be able to understand him because she could understand animals, but she could not understand him. Thank you, Ambria. I just saw your super chat. Thank you. Gullah Gullin, I think, was Nickelodeon. TV1, Most Deaf. I used to catch Bounce, Aspire too. Seren, what kind of bender would you like to be? I'd probably be a bloodbender because I'm evil. So I guess waterbender. I do like Toph though. So if not waterbending, I don't know. Aang can fly. Can I be the Avatar and have mastery of all the elements? But if not, I would go with bloodbending waterbending first because she could like control people. And then maybe... Yeah, Toph ended up being a metal bender, which I also thought was cool. So I'd probably say water bending and then like earth bending and probably then air bending. Even though it is cool that Aang can fucking fly and he has like a flying bison. Like that shit's hard. WB also had Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart. Secret Life of Alex Mack came on Nick. That happened to me once. I was watching a show on Netflix and they took it off. Please get a Fire Stick and just crack it so you can get everything for free. I loved... Oh, look, Nicole, you said the same thing as me. I love Donnie and Debbie from Wild Thornberries. Oh, the Griot. Raise the Random Girl said we have a new Black network now too, the Griot. Which sister theme is your favorite? I liked both of them. The original one was real cute, but the grown and sexy one was cute too. I've got my own mind. I do my own style and my own time. The original one was cute, but I think I like the new one more. The second one, I guess it's not new, but you know. Hi, Paris. I love Sister. ABC Family is now Freeform. Disney owns ABC. Hi, Tim. Yeah, Disney owns ABC. ABC is still ABC, and ABC Family is Freeform. Donnie is such a funny character, but his backstory is so tragic. Ginger was good just from the theme song alone. Didn't the game come on UPN? I never got into that show, but I remember people loving it. Was the game on UPN? I only remember when it got picked up on BET, but I know it didn't start on BET. That era was different. They had us spoiled. If this is the golden age of TV, then what were the late 2000s? Hi, Kaylin. Degrassi was my everything. Nick also had Cousin Skeeter and all that. I feel like the shows on streaming services have a bigger budget. That's why seasons are only like 8 to 10 episodes. They spend all their money. The late 2000s, Mad Men, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, that was the golden age of TV, respectfully, said Jules. Tommy was really about to let monkeys eat Dill's face. Tommy a cold motherfucker. Kim Possible has some of the best writing of any animated show to this day. Hi, Zafari. Dill was so annoying. Come on. I like Dill. Dill was cute. Y'all mean. Thank you, Roderick. Roderick like Kimmy. Thank you. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was Nick too. Oh, I did like that one too. Do y'all think that... So Jules has a question, even though I'm 20 minutes behind already. Jules has a question. Do y'all think the streaming platforms have weaker writing rooms than the networks? So let's see. I'm going to get to that. I had the Rugrats video game for PlayStation. That's how much I loved it. Kimmy was adorable. Do you guys think the streaming platforms have weaker writing rooms than the networks? I don't know much about the writing rooms for the streaming services, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did have weaker writing rooms, even though I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. All that came on Nick, Adam. I never watched All Grown Up. The whole point was that they were babies. Did Dill was an asshole infant. All infants are assholes, though. That's the whole concept of the boss baby. Like, they're the boss because they're the baby. So certain people own the rights to certain shows and movies, so it's become expensive to make. Oh, and it's become expensive when I have a random show or movie that I want to see or share with people. The 90s and early 2000s gave us such a standard. Our standards are super high. My sister loved the Wayans brothers. Wow, TV used to be so good. Dill would take that binky up against Tommy's head like it wasn't nothing. Hi, keep making. I'm good. How are you? Razy Cranbrook said breaking up Disney would make media better, in my opinion. They have a monopoly. I loved all those channels. I watched everything, even adult shows. Chet Jackson was my first ever crush when I was like 7 years old. Famous Jet Jackson was a show within a show. That's what made it so good for me. Famous Jet Jackson was low-key Hannah Montana before Hannah Montana. Like, they low-key, like, stole the plot of Jet Jackson, and You Can't Change My Mind. Like, you had Jet Jackson, then you had Silverstone. The whole point was, like, that he was, like, a teenage actor, and he was, like... Well, I mean, I guess he wasn't, like, wearing the wig and, like, hiding his identity or whatever. But the whole point was, like... He went home to, like, North Carolina or whatever, but he was also, like, famous. I remember when Miley first came out with Hannah Montana, I was like, so this is, like, basically Jet Jackson, but instead they have this white girl instead of the black guy. And, of course, Hannah Montana blew up. And in the famous Jet Jackson movie, Silverstone became real. And he was, like, a spy, right? Silverstone was, like, a spy. Silverstone became real, and Jet had to find his way out. It was so good. Found out that the Backyardigans was created by a black woman the other day, and it does track. You just realized the Backyardigans names are like Pablo, Tyrone, and Uniqua. And the voice actors are black too. Cartoon Network always seemed like it was for older kids. I liked Cartoon Network because of their mature content. Space Ghost Coast to Coast is my shit. Total Drama Island too. Right, exactly. Cartoon Network is like a bar with family hours. Hey, perfect description, Mo. Like, your kids can watch it, but it's not really for them. It really isn't for kids. Cartoon Network is mostly for teens and up. Courage was my introduction to my love of horror. Total Drama Island was something else. The DComs, Disney was ahead of its time on the original movies. Nick never made great original movies. UPN was channel 69 at ATL. BET was 28. MTV was 36. Here in Florida, Nick was 32. I remember Cow and Chicken. Nicole. Nick was 44. Disney was 64. CN was 18. I haven't thought about channel numbers in a long time. I think that's what made CN cool, though. I liked their weird shows. Made me feel cool as a kid growing up. Teen Titans set me up for my emo preteen years. Khadijah. Teen Titans was also my show. That's why I liked Cartoon Network. Felt like mature content for kids that adults could also watch. Dexter's Laboratory was better than Jimmy Neutron. Dexter's Laboratory. I hate when people say laboratory. It annoys me. I can't stand Korra. I stopped after season 2. I don't even think I made it through season 1. I think I stopped halfway through season 1. I just couldn't take it anymore. The villains in Korra are so much better. Oh, thank you, Queen. Queen put the cash app. Seren Sensei. Aang was an only child. No one could stop him or tell him nothing. I think Korra was purposely made to be unlikable for a character arc. Korra really didn't listen to anything. How was she supposed to be if you consider the era Korra lived in? She was the Avatar in an era during peace. Right, so why was the show made? Like, what was the purpose of the show? Which is, like, really how I feel. Like, what was the point? Why couldn't we have just stopped with Aang? Which is also kind of how I feel about this whole creation of an Avatar universe studio. Why? For what? I don't understand. Korra suffered from the strong woman trope, where strong women are depicted as obnoxious and pig-headed and never learning from their mistakes. Zuko finding his mother was explored in the comics. Korra wanted all the smoke but couldn't handle the fire. Cora was not 15. The series starts when she's an adult. I thought she was like 17. Oh, look, Ori just said Cora was 17 at the beginning and 21 by the series end. Aang gang. I couldn't get into Cora. Aang was just a little baby. Cora was about 17. Aang just was trying to have fun. Aang didn't even want to fight. Cora did learn from her mistakes, especially in season 4. She had a huge moment of reflection and development. I definitely didn't get that far. I know there's people that really liked Cora. I just wasn't one of those people. Like, I know there's people that love that show, for real. Aang was annoying too. He had a better story though and better supporting characters. I think Cora kept talking about how she was the Avatar because Aang had to keep that info on the down low. The theme songs nowadays do not hit. The shows have theme songs, they're just not good. Xena was on WB also. I think studios lack creative writers nowadays, and when we get good content, it gets canceled. Why do you think it gets canceled? Wishful thinking. Hey Arnold was my show. P-Valley has a fire theme song. I wish Katara had embraced bloodbending because if people wiped out my whole clan, I will have no mercy. Right. How do you speak to animals but you can't speak to your feral brother? Cora wouldn't learn and made easily avoidable mistakes. Yeah, bloodbender. Toph is that girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bloodbending / waterbending and then earth / metal bending for me. I remember Angela Anaconda. Kylo said Aang cannot fly. He can hover. Okay, Kylo, I stand corrected. Legend of Korra didn't develop an identity of its own until like the tail end of the series. They also explained how each avatar's greatest weaknesses became the next one's strengths. Roku wasn't decisive. Anna was by not giving into killing the Fire Lord, but Aang didn't even want to be the avatar. Metal bending is so lit. Korra flipped it by actually wanting to be the avatar. I love airbending. Water is the most practical, though. Oh, Sabrina was on ABC. Toph could also possibly break bones with bending. I could never get into Avatar by missing out that much. I mean, I would say yes. I would say yes. Yes, this chat is moving, Brooke. This chat's moving. I could barely keep up. Aang didn't want to let go of his earthly tether, so he never achieved flight. I'd say Earth. I like both, too. You just mentioned a repressed nightmare. I hated Angela Anaconda. I always related to Debbie and Squidward as a kid. WB had gargoyles. Gargoyles used to be my morning show too, Candace. Gargoyles used to be my show that I put on in the morning while I was getting ready to for school while I was ironing my clothes. I can like vividly remember like ironing my clothes and like watching it because that was like my chore. That was like my task for myself when I was in like late elementary school, early middle school. I had to like iron my own clothes in the morning. The game was on UPN before BET. The game was on whatever channel Girlfriends was on. Yeah, that's UPN. I could never understand how Katara could be upset about bloodbending. Well, I mean, bloodbending is definitely like the equivalent of like dark magic. Like, absolutely. Like, it's absolutely evil. I feel like TV shows are taking a lot more risks than movies now. I think I'm the only person who preferred Sister in their high school years. The college years were good, but I don't know. I like the dynamic of them living at home better than them living at college. Let's see. Dill was cute but annoying on Rugrats. Kimmy was adorable. Oh, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was not Nick. It was Cartoon Network. Well, Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network. Yes, I think that the streaming services have weaker writing rooms. Yes, a lot of you guys said yes. Why do you guys think that the streaming services have weaker writing rooms? I like the game's run on BET. It started off super melodramatic, but it improved. So you prefer it on BET, Tim? I would say yes. Facts. Definitely yes to the weak writing room. Dill was the epitome of the annoying younger brother. Streaming shows definitely depend on cliffhangers to keep us binging, then a cliffhanger season finale to get us on board for the next season. So do you feel like it's the format, wishful thinking? It's the because like streaming services rely on a format of giving you all the content at once instead of letting the plot line slowly develop week after week. So do you feel like it's just the format itself that causes the writing rooms on the streaming services to be weaker than on network? I think they're weaker because the networks have to try more to keep attention and get ratings. Hannah Montana definitely did steal from Jet Jackson. There's definitely less pressure for the shows to be good with the streaming services. Rugrats in Paris is iconic. Thank you, Demetrius. Like, Rugrats in Paris, when they met Kimmy, iconic. I think the writing for streaming services and TV networks are kind of equal. They're all trying to be woke nowadays. I hate using that word, but it fits the situation. Everything is so cringe now. I agree, Brooke. Victoria's also ripped off Taina. I wanted Silverstone to be a real series so bad. I feel like nowadays, if you had something like that, like Jet Jackson or even Hannah Montana, they definitely would have spun Silverstone off into like a secondary show. Absolutely. I think with the streaming services, they have more autonomy to greenlight shows. I don't think streaming has an eye for choosing quality TV shows. You never watched Backyardigans? Tyrone and Uniqua. Wow, never watched that show. Just rolled up. Don't know how far along this debate y'all are, but Nick. The Backyardigans was my show. Jams. Jams on top of jams. They need all the Grammys. They need all the everything. Here come our friends, the Backyardigans. That's my song. If you wanna be a pirate, get up on your feet. You can't be a pirate while you're sitting in your seat. Put your hands up and stand on your toes and make this noise wherever you go. R, R, R. I had that shit on while I was putting my Halloween costume together. A pirate says. Y'all better get into Backyardigans. Y'all better get into it. You don't know what you're missing. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. The name Uniqua let me know who made that show from the jump. Let's see. Yeah, R.I.P. Lee Thompson Young. Absolutely. Kendrick. Absolutely. Cow and Chicken was so weird. Cat Dog was my show too, but weird. Nickelodeon had all them weird ass shows. Hi, Real Trini. I love Jet Jackson. It was so sad when the actor died. Allegedly, he was going to play Falcon in the MCU, and I felt a little unjust resentment towards Anthony for playing Falcon instead. I never heard that. He was originally supposed to play Falcon in the MCU? I never heard that. Hi! Hi. Hi, Air. You see me? I hit the button. Hi! Hi! Hi, darling. Have y'all seen they're doing a Powerpuff Girl reboot? Is that really happening? You guys know they like do that type of stuff and then, you know, it never goes anywhere. Omelette au fromage, Dexter. Get out of DD. Get out of my laboratory. My mother loved that fucking show. Oh my God. She loved it more than me. For the love of guap, they trying to make that Avatar money. That's all. You should have watched Korra. You know that Aang didn't really fly. He hovered. The creators of Avatar don't treat their female characters well. Said. Share. Avatar Studios would be dope if they gave us original storylines during Aang's absence. I would rather watch a series about Avatar Kyoshi than a live action. The lore of Avatar: The Last Airbender is really good. Aang was just a kid. He didn't want the responsibility, which is relatable. Hi, CMW. You changed your avatar. You changed your icon. Aang was a kid, a literal kid. His behavior made sense. Yeah, I watched My Brother and Me. Aang was also really sweet, and Korra was kind of a dick. I think binge streaming phased out theme songs. Korra having better villains is debatable. Zahir was amazing, but no one else besides him could come close to Azusa as a villain. You guys don't consider Zuko to be a villain, do you? I mean, like I said, I didn't get far enough along in Korra, so I'm not gonna like give my judgment. I mean, but I will say from like watching Last Airbender, like the villains are very good. Korra had to deal with being an avatar during an era of peace. She lost her bending at one point because people were against any authority figures. I mean, you know, I don't have a problem with people being against authority figures. If it's a peaceful time, do we need an avatar? No, we don't. Especially not one that's busting in everywhere trying to fight all the time. I just don't. Like I said, I haven't seen the whole thing, so obviously I don't know how it ends. I don't know what her plotline is, clearly, but it just, I don't know, it didn't work for me. Aang had such a free spirit, and making them kids gave the series more weight. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. I did not watch Korra. Sahir could fly, no glider, and with Sahir, we got to see what a dangerous airbender looked like. Yeah, I know that, like, Aang needed his glider, but I like his glider. Jules said, y'all know when we talk about TV, the chat is a lot. Yes, Sim, you're missing out. Korra dealt with PTSD, depression, heavy shit. She had to fight her uncle, and then she lost her bending, and then she had to bring peace back between humans and the spirit worlds. Avatar is quite possibly the greatest Western animated TV show ever made. If you haven't seen it, you're definitely missing the fuck out. I used to watch Garfield and Friends and Samurai Pizza Cats. Zuko's characterization was supported through the narrative. He was a child of royalty, forged by war ideology. And I love Zuko. I always stand Zuko really hard. Like, I always love Zuko. I loved Zuko and his sister and her sister's friend, the one that had like 6 identical fucking sisters, and she like ran off and like joined the circus, and she could like fucking take away people's like bending abilities and shit. The episode that was like just about them, that's like one of my, that might be my favorite episode. That like little picture that they took at the end was the background on my phone for like a long time. I think I might be one of those people that I just like Aang too much. I just like couldn't get into Korra. Bye, Sim. Oh, I thought you were leaving, but you said all right. Never mind. You said all right, y'all. I thought you said you were leaving. I'm gonna start watching Avatar ASAP. Davey said, I feel Korra is just a poorly written character. Hi, Richie. I like Kim on Moesha better than on the Parkers. The game sucked on BET. Netflix definitely has weak writing rooms when it comes to these shows geared towards teens. Hi, Blackwoods. The streaming shows are trendy, capitalist mindset. They can only make, but not truly create. Someone said Korra having better villains is debatable. Name a villain from Avatar: Last Airbender that could whip Zahir and Red Lotus, said Kylo. I didn't even get through season 1, so I'm going to see myself out of that. But anybody that wants to answer can. Let's see. The game was a spinoff of Girlfriends. I remember watching morning cartoons while getting my clothes ready too. You do, Absurd? That's why we here. Because of nepotism, maybe, how streaming services got popular off of talented independent writers, but now that the streaming services got popular, they stopped accepting pitches from those same people. True. That's true. I do believe the reason why a lot of streaming shows end after 3 to 4 seasons is so the actors can demand more money. I think they have weak writing rooms because the streaming picks up a lot more pitches than television. It's not about winning a fight. It's about complexity as a villain. Azula tops everybody in Korra in that regard. Azula's my girl. That girl is... She's on some other shit. She's on some other shit. She's on some other shit. I will still cry over Rugrats in Paris to this day. Rugrats the movie is the first movie I cried watching. Korra's uncle was a beast. Also, I really liked Zook, their uncle too, the old man. I don't know. I was just one of those people that really fell in love with Last Airbender. Also, all those shows we watched on WB, UPN, CW, etc. were just about people living everyday lives. All the shows nowadays have a gimmick, want or need a gimmick. That's a great point, Paris. I concur. Back then you had to be a way better writer to get into the writing room. Now it's all a big joke. I definitely feel like nepotism is playing a part because it seems like a lot of the times when you see people that are in the writing rooms, it's like, well, they knew this person, that knew this person, that knew that person, that recommended them for the job, and like that's how they got there. I think streaming is more targeted to specific audiences, so the audience size for a lot of these shows is smaller because they lack the general appeal that cable shows used to have. Rugrats in Paris was good. I might watch that when we get done here. I loved all the Rugrats movies. I was like a fan of Rugrats all the way from the beginning to the end. Really liked it. HBO is coming out with the most well-written shows out of the streaming services. I really like Doom Patrol, and I hope it comes back for a season 3. I miss Lee Thompson Young like I knew him personally. He seemed like a real cool dude, Richie. He seemed like a real cool dude. Tiny was so good and it just got canceled. All the regular life shows. Candace, I said, I do miss regular life black shows. Korra's immaturity isn't even the only issue I had with her character, but the really great moments that she did have throughout the series were ruined by the writing. Blackwoods, Backyardigans still slaps. HBO probably has the best writing rooms in the industry, respectfully. I feel like HBO is very hit or miss, though. Like, when HBO gets it right, they get it very right. Like, the first season of Westworld. But when HBO gets it wrong, they get it very wrong. Like, the second season of Westworld. So, it's just like... Is your writing room that good when there's no consistency? When it's just like up and down, up and down? One season's good, one season's bad. Or you have a run of like good seasons and then you have like a horrible dumpster fire of a season. Game of Thrones, even though I've never seen not one episode. Like, it seems like their quality is not consistent enough. Yes, you have to watch Backyardigans, made by a black woman. Yes, created by a black woman. Please watch it, Black American. Streaming services definitely rely on trends more than network TV. What show had the black guy in the marching band hat and the toy-looking creatures? That was Yo Gabba Gabba is a furry. Yo Gabba Gabba! I'm a stan for Backyardigans. That's really my shit, CMW. Like, jams, all the jams, all the jams, all the jams, all the jams. Let's see. The Backyardigans could all sing. I love their harmonies. Lee was the only Disney kid I really liked besides Raven. I do think it's the streaming format that's causing the problems, but I do like that streaming shows give us a bit more character arcs. I don't buy the whole Korra had problems because she was a woman excuse because people loved Toph from the original series and she was a strong girl character. Streaming services have that Instagram, TikTok energy. Like as if the goal is not to have longevity, but to just make a splash. That is a great point, Queen. It's a good point. Hi, Warren. Sims, I agree. I think HBO has the best writing rooms right now. Lisa says streaming is probably oversaturated. Just the ability and money, manpower now to shift. The Backyardigans had that Tower of Power episode. That shit hit. And the barbershop changed the channel right when it was getting good. Lee would have killed Falcon. I never heard that before. I did not know. He definitely would have killed Falcon. Absolutely. I love 17 Again. Oh, that was a Disney one too, wasn't it? 17 Again with the Mowry siblings and Mark Taylor, Young Gene. We just watched some other movie that had him in it. Christmas movie, Christmas Bells. I really hope the Powerpuff remake dies. Seems like it's not going anywhere. The Backyardigans, I love their songs. I love the Backyardigans. We are strong, we are brave, and the world we will save. That's my song too. We are superheroes. With our nasty superpowers, soon the world... I'm about to put some Backyardigans on after this. Hi. I've been listening to the live while doing dishes. Glad I was able to catch it. Dexter was my show. My mom loved Dexter too, and Johnny Bravo. New Powerpuff Girls is supposed to be dark and edgy. My favorite Nickelodeon show was Ned's Declassified. Dexter's Laboratory. You guys know I can imitate anyone. Absurd. I can imitate anyone. I can imitate anyone's accent. I can imitate anybody. Dee. I've seen a lot of Dexter though, because my mom used to put that shit on all the time. Goo punch. Everybody, goo punch. Hey, I love My Brother and Me. So I said, hit me. Hit me. And what happened? I got hit. That used to be my show. I watched Attack on Titan, but I have not watched the last season, so don't spoil it. I watched Attack on Titan. That's my show. So a few years ago, keep making, I guess you haven't seen this video. So a few years ago for 5 Days of Blackness, this was maybe 2018, maybe? For 5 Days of Blackness, I did an unboxing from a Black-owned anime, shop called Cosplay for the Win, cosplay-ftw. If you type that in on my channel, it'll probably come up. And they sent me like a box full of stuff, and they knew I loved Attack on Titan, so they sent me some Attack on Titan pins. Levi, they were like Levi, because Levi's my favorite character. Fuck Eren. But they had Levi, and I love Attack on Titan. Let me not say fuck Eren, but he's no Levi. We love Prince Zuko. Zuko was a villain in the first season, but then switched off between being an anti-villain and an anti-hero. I don't consider Zuko as a villain, especially since he had Uncle Iroh from the jump. I've tried watching Legend of Korra. I could not get into it. I don't count Zuko as a villain because he went good. He's the best character in the whole canon. Season 2 of Korra should have been season 4. Zuko has an amazing redemption arc, in my opinion. The antagonist in Korra was the writing room. Zuko's redemption arc is literally gold. He's one of my faves. The fall of Azula was beautifully dark. Chef's kiss. Korra got better in the end when they actually created a villain, but like the first 2 seasons were aggravating. There were a lot of things happening behind the scenes for the writing for Legend of Korra, so I think that affected the plot. I feel like Samurai Jack is the greatest Western anime of all time. So you like Samurai Jack better than Avatar, Last Airbender. Ty Lee. That was her name. I love Ty Lee. The Beach. Yes, that was the episode, Paris. The Beach. That's like my favorite episode. I think there was such an intense quality difference in the writing between Avatar and Korra because the showrunners found out they were renewed for a new season last minute, so the pacing was off. The Southern Raiders was my favorite episode of Avatar. The Beach is my favorite episode, and probably my second favorite is the Bloodbender episode. I'm not good at remembering like the exact title. I love that Fire Island episode. I love that Team Avatar too. Hi, Rasita. Tales of Ba Sing Se is also a really good episode. Yeah, that one's good too. I also liked, I love their little play, The Boy in the Ice, their little fake play. I watched both, and Aang is the better one for me. I like Korra, but there were too many weak points. She couldn't take their bit. No, not that she took it. I don't mean that she literally took it. Not that she stole it like Rogue. But I mean, like, she blocked it and temporarily paralyzed them. That's what I mean when I say she took their power away. Not that she literally took their power, Davey. I didn't mean it that way. There's a really good character analysis of Azula on YouTube explaining why she isn't a psychopath. Great character writing. Zuko got one of the best redemption character arcs ever, period. Let's see. Korra definitely had better villains. Modern airbenders don't even use staffs anymore. They have these dumb wingsuits. Someone pointed out how both Zuko and Azula were the victims of abuse from a narcissistic parent. Made me like and understand Azula even more. I always liked Azula. I also like this idea that Zuko and Uncle Iroh found the system they were in disturbing and put their lives on the line to change and restructure society. Hi, Naturally T.I. I have to go back and rewatch the war between Aang and the Fire Lord. I'll probably do that tonight. Yes, Azula just needs love. Yes, Netflix definitely does that. They ended after 3 or 4 seasons to not pay the actors more money. Uncle Iroh. Aang's son got on my nerves too in Korra. There were so many annoying characters. Yes, exactly, Kakashi Cowboy. Like, Korra wasn't even the only annoying one. Like, I didn't like her 2 little fucking friends. I didn't like anyone on the show. Like, I didn't like anyone on this show. I was like, why is everybody on this show so irritating? Like, I don't like anyone on this show. Avatar is better than Korra. I remember when Spike threw hands with the wolf in the Rugrats movie. Spike really kept them babies alive. Let's see. I have not seen... I gotta watch the Luca trailer. I've been hearing a lot about it, but I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it. Maybe I'll watch that after I watch Backyardigans later. Azula is like if Azalea Banks had firebending powers. Orange is the New Black was a huge fumble. All white writer's room. I've heard of Black Sands, but I don't know what it's about. Every time someone says Black Sands, I think it's that pirate show. But I think the pirate show was called Black Sails. It was so easy to get pulled into Aang's world. Korra didn't have that, at least not in the beginning. Avatar is also remarkable because all the female characters are badass. Kamara, Toph, Suki, and the Kyoshi Warriors, Azula, Mai, Ty Lee, etc. I read books. Keep making. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a little bit offended by this question. Speaking of media, do y'all read books? Like, books are my first love. Like, damn. Niggas don't read books. READABO. Okay. Not a sports page. Not a magazine. I don't know if y'all know that. But a book, nigga. A fucking book. I don't know if that could come out nowadays in 2021. Like, if you think you're a really good show, I don't think everyone can write a book. I don't think that screenwriting is not the same as, I don't know what that would be called, narrative fiction book writing, I guess. It's not the same. It's not even close. Just because you can write a TV show or a movie, I don't think you can just like write it up into a book. I don't think it's that easy. Oh, you knew the Westworld shade was coming. As soon as they brought up HBO, Nova, you knew. I'm sure like Owen, y'all knew the Westworld shade was coming. After That's So Raven was successful, it became a wrap for everyday people on shows on Disney. They wanted supernatural gimmicks for everything after that. The newer shows didn't even bother to cover serious topics like Raven. The only reason the show creators of Game of Thrones got in the door was through nepotism. They had little to no experience, but because one of their dads knew a guy, they got in. Right, that's not what I'm saying, Nicole. It seems like a lot of these writing rooms now are staffed with motherfuckers that just, they know somebody, and that's how they got there. HBO seems to be focusing more on miniseries because they keep messing up their long-running seasons. You guys know I also did not like the writing on Lovecraft Country. So, like, I do not know if I would say that I truly believe that HBO has the best writing rooms. I feel like they've had more misses than hits. Now, they have big, splashy productions that are beautiful, beautiful, high production value, so much money, beautiful scenes, beautiful costumes, great gowns, beautiful gowns, but the writing is not there. Like, they've had more misses than hits, in my opinion. Like, personally, I feel like their last hit series was, I don't know, Sex and the City. Like, that was like good from start to finish. And Sex and the City ended in like 2006. D&D ruined my favorite show, and I'll never forgive them. I don't know why you said this, Furry, but you're welcome. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, Yo Gabba Gabba. Yeah, that was Yo Gabba Gabba. As soon as you said black guy in a marching band hat and little creatures singing, I was like, oh, that's Yo Gabba Gabba. Agreed. I believe some shows only focus on writing a great first season, thinking it will not have a season 2, so they scramble when they're approved for a second season. Aang was more relatable than Korra. They tried to make Korra a parallel to Aang, and it just didn't work for me. I loved how Aang was just trying to find his identity as a lost kid who lost his whole family. Totally agree, Khadijah. I agree. I remember Happily Ever After, fairy tales. HBO doesn't know when enough is enough. Big Little Lies was a good show, but people wanted that unnecessary second season so bad, they gave it to him, and it was a mess. I think nepotism is a huge problem in the TV and film industry and in society in general. Meritocracy is a scam, says Sims 3. I have to make sure I say Sims 3 and Sim, because y'all have 2 different names. Azula is one of my favorite literary sociopaths and a great character study for the effects of childhood trauma. I loved Happily Ever After. Some people say that Toph wasn't memorable or they didn't like her character. Well, I don't know what type of crack rocks they smoking, but okay. Not memorable? Toph? How? There's no other character like Toph. Like, there's literally no other character like Toph. Like, I love that she was, like, blind. Like, I really enjoyed Toph a lot. There's no other character like Toph. I always love seeing differently able characters. And we don't see them enough. I'm tired of dark and edgy. Right, like, why do we need a dark and edgy Powerpuff Girls share? Like, for what reason? That's a good Dexter impression. What's up with making child shows dark and gritty? Disney used to be a lot more mature. I don't know what happened. They hit that Hannah Montana era and everything got goofy. My youngest niece watches Disney a lot, and I'll watch a little, and the shit is just goofy. I agree. Like, some of the stuff I don't watch really any kids shit now because I don't have kids, but like I've looked up a few things and I was just like, what is this? Like, I don't even know what this is. Some things don't need a season 2. A lot of studios are ruining shows, trying to milk them for every last dime. So many people have complained we don't want any more dark, edgy teen dramas. No, the chat stays up with the live. The chat stays up with the live. So if you watch the replay, you'll be able to watch it again. You have to watch the Backyardigans, Kendrick. You have to watch the Backyardigans. Y'all have to watch the Backyardigans. Yes, Levi's the GOAT, period. CMW. I mean, you know, if you like Aaron, that's fine. That's fine. No, Armin is my favorite character. Mikasa is love. Absolutely, Deb. Hi, Deb. Shows used to be effortlessly diverse in the early 2000s, but representation feels very forced these days on shows when identity is supposed to be the main focus. I agree. And why do you guys think that is? I'm going to read this again because I agree. Shows used to be effortlessly diverse in the early 2000s, but representation feels very forced these days on shows when identity is supposed to be the main focus. It's like back in the day, we got more shows that were just like more diverse and like had better concepts of identity and like exploring identity and like all this stuff. And now we have shows that it's like that's supposed to be the whole point of the show, but like they're not getting it right. Armin be too whiny for me, but I ain't that far into the show yet. Jet deserved better. The Last Airbender for the money, Legend of Korra for the check. The beach was so high school and angsty. Let's see. What shows do I know the episodes by name? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, probably, and Charmed. I know quite a few Supernatural episodes by name, but it's just too many of them. It's like 15. It's like 15 seasons, and they all have 23 episodes. But Buffy, I can remember the names of the episodes. Hi Maya. Can we also talk about how Sokka was pulling chicks from every nation? Yes, she was like the Haitian in Heroes. She neutralized their power. Neutralize, that's the word. Neutralize, not take. Neutralize. Oh man, I just had a flashback out of the box. Oh my god. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Y'all hating Tenzin too? Damn. When I feel like I felt this damn through the phone. Damn. Come on now. Korra turned Aang into an abusive and distant father. I hated that. It was disrespectful. Oh, see, and they try to play Aang too? Absolutely not. So I won't be finishing. Hi, Xavier Media. I like the Sami, but not enough to keep watching Korra. The answer is Nickelodeon, not Disney. Last Airbender is definitely better than Korra, but I still like Korra very much for different reasons. Let's see. That was Black Sails with Nora from The Flash, which I haven't seen and I want to watch. Yeah, the pirate show is called Black Sails. What is Black Sands about? I'm not seeing any iconic cartoons coming on these days. Nothing that I feel has lasting character designs or branding like the tunes we used to see in the late 90s and early 2000s. And it's really so interesting because like now we live in the era of the brand, right? So what is the disconnect? What is this world we're living in? We are illiterate. Read a book. Read a book. That was on my MySpace page. Speaking of media, do y'all read? READABO. Okay. My jam. Novel writing and screenwriting are very different. Yeah. It's definitely not the same writing a show, movie, and writing a book. So remember we met off of mutual Derek love. And that's Derek now in Superman and Lois, right? Zafuri? That's Derek. I can't take him seriously in anything. I'm definitely not taking him serious as Clark. Like, sorry. Sorry, not sorry, but you're always going to be Derek on motherfucking Teen Wolf to me. Like, you're definitely not Superman. Keep Making said, what? That's how they became the showrunners? Yup. That's how. Hi, Naomi. Get smacked in the face by Zora Neale Hurston book. Same. HBO has definitely had more misses than hits. Agreed. Yes, Brooke, the first episode of Lovecraft Country, I was all in. That was the best episode. After episode 1, everything got all over the place. TV writing is definitely a dying art. Euphoria is pretty good. I have not watched Euphoria, so no judgment on Euphoria. This is not a Euphoria judgment. I'm new to HBO after Lovecraft was introduced to me through Seren. There's a reason why the book writer is almost never the script writer for the show film adaptation. Being good at one type of writing medium doesn't mean you're going to be good at all types. Yeah. I definitely don't think that, like, just because something doesn't get picked up, you can just, like, write a book of it or, I don't think you can. Ori, you've been talking about this autocorrect for at least 10 minutes in this chat. HBO, the show will start off good, but end terribly. True Blood. Absolutely, Senna. Lovecraft episode 1, that could have been the first and only episode. That's how good it was. It definitely seemed like they damn near had a whole story, a whole season worth of story in one episode. And then they just didn't know what to do. Toph is a legend. Toph was great. Keep that crack away from me. Toph is the GOAT. One of the best disabled characters I've ever seen. Like, forgettable? Toph? They must be talking about Topher Grace. That's the only forgettable Toph I know. The Boulder. HBO Watchmen Limited Series was good. The Watchmen Limited Series was good, Senna. The Watchmen Limited Series was good. She invented an entirely new form of bending. Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. And pick that rock up. Toffee Minaj. Period. Period. Oh, she's old, right, Trey? She's old in Korra, right? She's like real old. We had shows that didn't talk down to us as kids. Plus, I think we had less censorship as kids, so we watched everything. I love Backyardigans. That show has so much soul. Black woman creator. Yeah. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, perfect example of more diversity back then, and it didn't feel forced. I agree with the statement that it feels forced now. It feels like they want everyone to watch the same thing. Jenny and Georgia is a prime example of that. Such a bad show. Toph, the creator of metal bending. Now the execs are more concerned with good PR and having a woke, quote unquote, push. Yeah. Everyone's trying so hard to be woke. Identity politics is ruining everything from politics to TV to culture. It's all fake, said Kakashi Cowboy. Tokenism, covering their bases, lose the organic nature of having representation. Organic is a good word. They also get it wrong because it's too many white folks in the room. But do you think that there were like really more black people in the room back then? I'm saying black because I'm not saying POC. I don't want to say that. I really feel like I'm developing this aversion to saying POC, like as if it's like a bad word. I don't want to say it. POC. Do you guys think that there were more POC writers in the rooms back then? Keenan and Kel was about the wacky schemes two friends got themselves into. It was not a dissertation into blackness. It's so cringe in the new shows with teens. They're using words like mansplaining and woke in the scripts out of context. When She Was Bad is one of my favorite episodes of Buffy. Buffy was such a bitch to everyone in that episode. I loved every minute of it. My favorite episode of Buffy is The Body. And then my second favorite episode, but it's really like 1B, because like really both of these episodes are number 1, is Hush, when there's no talking. And my third favorite episode of Buffy, which is really 1C, because all 3 of these episodes are number 1, is Once More with Feeling, because that's my episode. Bunnies! Bunnies, it must be bunnies! Or maybe midgets. And Joss, the dickhead, wrote that episode because he was tired of people saying that, like, Buffy's only good for, like, and he did the same thing with Hush. He was tired of people saying Buffy's only good for the dialogue. He was like, well, I'm going to show that I can, like, do a good show with no dialogue at all, Hush. And then he was like, I'm going to show that I can do a good show with a totally different format where they sing the whole episode. Like, okay, Joss, we get it. You're a great writer, but you're still a piece of shit. Like, that doesn't change the fact that you fucking suck as a person. Anyways. It is forced. It's quota meeting. Like, they think simply making characters a rainbow makes it meeting diversity. They're more concerned with the optics of looking anti-racist than actually hiring black creatives to create fleshed out characters. The new shows forgot how to have fun. They're trying too hard to be woke. I don't know. I'll think about finishing Korra. Why the villain in Korra got the same name as Sierra's son with Future? Zahir. It is a nice name, though. And I always thought it was. I have not seen Castlevania, but everyone has been telling me I need to watch it. Aang wasn't abusive. That word gets watered down too much nowadays. He just gave too much attention to the one kid of his who could airbend. Black Sails is a great pirate show. I'm going to look into it. Hi, Tiara. It is him. Tyler, it is him. It is Derek. Yeah, I can't take his ass serious as Superman. Goodbye. Every time I see anything for fucking Superman and Lois, I'm just like, please stop, Derek. Please stop. I don't follow Tyler's acting career more than I do Dylan O'Brien. Now, I do like Dylan. Yeah, I do like Dylan. I love Dylan as Thomas. He's amazing in Maze Runner. Totally different than Styles. Completely different character. He's a great actor. Tyler, exactly, Zafuri. Tyler is just Derek Hale for me. That's it. That is it. And the other girl is motherfucking Allison. As soon as I seen her in Swamp Thing, I was like, Allison, what are you doing here? I loved Airbender, but I don't like Korra. I would have been more interested in Life with Aang after defeating the Fire Lord. The new Clark is pretty good. I mean, people are liking it, but that's Derek Hale. Like, I'm sorry. Don't bring up True Blood. It did end horribly. Lovecraft episode 1 should have been a movie. Hi, Kyrie. I'm just saying that, like, that's the only forgetful Toph I know is Topher Grace. Euphoria is definitely growing. The last 2 episodes were the best in the entire show. The first episode of Lovecraft Country definitely felt like a movie. Don't get me started on True Blood. They drove that show into the ground. This is what I'm saying. Like, HBO's writing is very up and down. Like, it's very, even though I know True Blood is like an older show, but I feel like it's been consistent with HBO shows. Like, the writing is very uneven. So I don't know if I would say that I really trust their writing room because, like, I don't know, like, their writing room can get it so right and then they can really get it wrong. Yeah, Toph is old and Korra. She started a police force. No Toph slander is allowed. We meet her children and grandchildren in the metal bending clan she started. Diversity used to be just slice of life. Shows this era are different. Yeah. Let's see. People can't even do colorblind casting anymore without there being glaring colorism issues. I wanted to be Toph. She also abandoned the pampered life for the road. Exactly! Like, she was rich, like, forgettable? I don't know how anyone could say that. Yeah, I didn't like Toph becoming a cop after wanting independence her whole life. I don't know. Y'all making me not want to watch Korra. Toph is a rebel. They made her into a cop. Making her a cop was dumb. I mean, there are too many white folks in the room who are trying too hard when writing for non-white characters. Bye, Sim. Yeah, my top 3 Buffy episodes. The Body, Hush, Once More with Feeling. The Body it is a horrible episode, but it's excellent television. Even back then, there wasn't a lot of black writers. You could look at Fresh Prince, mainly writing by white men, but the actors had more autonomy than now. I'll be honest, I'd rather a show have a full white cast than sit here and have a diverse cast just for the sake of having a diverse cast. You know I love Once More with Feeling, Nova. You know that's my show. You know that's my episode. I've got a feeling it could be bunnies. I've got a feeling. And that's the one where when Tara first realized what was going on with Willow, too. The world of Avatar is really interesting, how it touches on subjects like politics and war. I live in hell. That's my song, Brooke. 'Cause I've been expelled from heaven. Think I was in heaven. So here's my refrain. Buffy. What did they do to my girl? You have to keep on living. So one of us is living. Once More with Feeling was an episode, Brooke. An episode. Even when they say there are black writers or writers of other races in the room, it's always the most palatable type of person. So I take even that claim with a grain of salt. Like somebody that's going to roll over. I think the emphasis nowadays is on virtue signaling and pandering rather than just writing a good plot. No! Kyrie, do you like Korra better or Last Airbender? Do you pick Disney or Nick? Do you pick UPNCW or WB? Those were the 3 main questions. One of these days you might pick up Angel. I don't care. You like all his other shows. Give this one a chance. One day. I've heard that Castlevania is amazing. I know everybody keeps saying I have to watch it. I'm hearing Superman and Lois is good. I've heard it's good too. I like 3%. I still have to watch the last season, so no 3% spoilers either. But I do like 3%. But it's a Brazilian show. The diversity nowadays is surface level at best. Color diversity, yet the scripts are uncreative, constantly baiting for social media likes, memes, and shipping culture, said Frozen. That's a good take, Frozen. I don't like what happened to Katara after Last Airbender. She didn't even get her own statue. Basically became the woman she didn't want to be. Somebody brought up I May Destroy You Now. A lot of you guys are saying that show is like very, very good, but it's very raw and triggering. The shots of Superman and Lois that I've seen looks like low budget Man of Steel, which means that all the people who hate Man of Steel were faking. When it comes to Watchmen, at first I wanted another season, but then I remembered True Blood and Game of Thrones. So I feel like one season in the end was for the best. Toph was the goat of goats. And again, Toph did all these great things at the age of 10 or 11 while blind. Toph was my girl. I fuck with Toph. Hi, Phoenix. Phoenix said, don't waste your time on Korra. Kyrie said, Toph is the goat of goats. I do not appreciate this blasphemy about Toph. They're just throwing all these buzzwords into the scripts. Like you always say, show, don't tell. Forced diversity is Bridgerton for me. It is not a black show. The lead family is white. In the second season, you're following an East Indian woman. I still don't get what the big fuss was about Bridgerton. But Bridgerton is like a prime example of what we're talking about. Like something that has like this big old splash. Like, big splash. I like Phineas and Ferb. That's my show. There's 104 days of summer vacation. That used to be my shit. Social media is partly to blame for these woke shows. Willow was shocked. She pulled Buffy from heaven. Give me something to sing about. The look on their faces when she finally tells them she was in heaven. Scooby Gang didn't even deserve Buffy. Couldn't even let my girl rest in peace. Oh, Brooke! We're not even about to get into that. They definitely did not deserve Buffy. They absolutely did not deserve Buffy. And the whole discourse around Buffy is like the Scooby Gang is so awesome and they're such great friends and they keep the Slayer grounded. Actually, most of them were pieces of shit. Actually, especially in that fucking last season when they kicked Buffy out of her own house. Out of her own house. I would have been like, none of you motherfuckers is paying no bills up in my dead mother's house. How you gonna kick me out of my house? And she had to go stay with Spike. Ooh, we're not getting into how Joss decided he hated Buffy. We're not. I'm scrolling. I like Castlevania. I am going to watch the last season of 3%. Absolutely. So no spoilers. No spoilers. Wasn't that Superman and Lois show the one where the black female writer was fired and blackballed? I think you're thinking of something else because Superman and Lois is a brand new show. It only has like 2 episodes. Aang over Korra. Even though I do love Korra for its more adult themes, said Kyrie. WB and UPN were hits, and Nick. I think Nick won over Disney. UPN, WB, and CW seems like we don't have a winner. Let's see. I don't think I will ever watch Bridgerton. I'm about 10 minutes behind. I'm catching up. I don't get the Bridgerton hype. I'm not a Shonda Rhimes fan. I'm not either, Vanity. I'm really not. I'm not. One of my best friends loves all of her shows. Yeah, Bridgerton wasn't it. They just like the inclusion. Giles and Tara's duet was the best. To be honest, I also wasn't a fan of the post-Avatar comics by Dark Horse. Bridgerton looks so uninteresting to me. I just don't get it. People just love seeing niggas with white people. They do. Motherfuckers are really obsessed with these. They're obsessed with white people. They're really obsessed with white people. And they're really obsessed with, like, having a nigga, like, in some white shit. Like, ooh, we made it. Shut the fuck up. I forgot they kicked her out. She was struggling to pay bills earlier on. They were all living in Buffy's house, and they made Buffy go get a job selling motherfucking hot dogs. She was literally working in fast food. She had a little hat. Nobody was doing shit. Nobody was contributing shit. Nobody was paying no bills. Nobody was doing nothing except Buffy. Ooh. Makes me so angry even thinking about it. I would have been like, how about all you motherfuckers get out of my house? Except Dawn, you could stay. Do not get me started on them kicking Buffy out. Faith came through thinking she was running shit. I wanted to jump through the TV and whoop Dawn's ass for letting them do that to Buffy. Yes, and the fact that Dawn stayed in the house. Dawn stayed in the house with Willow and the little girl that Willow was fucking messing with. I was like, y'all all trifling. Everybody involved is trifling. Everyone involved is fucking trifling. Oh, Kyrie, that's good. That's excellent. You know, we're rooting for you. Fingers crossed. Some folks just don't like Zack Snyder. All he did was make movies they don't like. Same folks real quiet about Joss. I heard the same thing about Superman and Lois, that it's all right. Oh, is it? Oh, I guess I didn't know. Superman and Lois booted a black woman from the writer's room during production. I never heard that. This must have been recent, because it's brand new. The big deal with Bridgerton is that there's a section of people that are desperate to see black people in these British period dramas because they feel like white people erase black people out of these eras. Okay, I see that's a part one. I want to say before I get to your part two share that maybe if some of these black Brits stayed at home and worked a little bit harder to fucking break into British television, because I like British television too. I want to see more fucking black British television. I want to see more black British period dramas, but all the fucking black Brits are over here playing niggas. I'm sorry, Americans. Because and then they'd be like, well, there's no work for us over there. Like, well, how about y'all how about you do something? Like, it's not, and this is why when we, like, every single time that we talk about this, I always say that, like, the erasure is twofold, because not only are you erasing us, Black Americans, but you're also erasing yourselves and your own stories, and people want to see you, and we want to see your stories, but we're not getting them, because instead you're over here playing Fred Hampton. And so then people fucking spaz over Bridgerton. Like, it's a vicious cycle. But let me get to your number two. But for real, oops, all that work that Buffy was doing as a Slayer and the council couldn't cut her a check. They got all the money to fly out and try to come deal. Oh, they got all that money to fly out, but not to give Buffy shit. Shonda did her thing on how to get away with murder. My grandmother keeps trying to get me to watch Bridgerton. I won't lie, I love Grey's Anatomy, but when Sandra Oh left, it was downhill from there. I've heard good things about Sandra Oh's show, Killing Eve. Fucking Irkin. Shonda can write, but she's way too obsessed with interracial relationships, which is really annoying. But I think she's also in one, so I guess that's why. Yeah. Disney Channel. Trey voted Disney Channel over Nick. Black people existed in those periods past, and if they wanted it, they should have used actual black characters and historic figures instead of race bending like Hamilton. I agree with that, Senna. Like, there is black British history. Like, that is a real thing. We don't see it because nobody's making it. They dragged Buffy out of heaven to participate in capitalism to support all of them. I have an emotional connection to Disney Channel. I don't know why. Oh, you didn't mean for there to be a part two. Okay. That was an accident. Okay. That's why I appreciate Michaela Cole. She's doing Black British drama. That's why Michaela Cole gets my respect. She's creating British work. They over here snowfalling. I'm just saying, like, instead you're over here playing Fred Hampton. This is why people are going gaga over Bridgerton, because they want to see black people, especially like in those eras and places and time periods. And we were there, we did exist, but like nobody is making the movies. And then, you know, they go tell The Guardian how they never would have been able to get no jobs if they had stayed in the UK. They had to come over here. You don't realize you're contributing to the problem. They fail to realize that Black Americans actually were in the same boat as them, except we carved out our own niche, right? You're erasing yourself from British TV. Right, like, I love British television. Like, I want to, like, you know, I watch a lot of British television too. I would love to see, you know, something like a Black British period piece, you know, but they just be like, well, we can't do it because they don't want to let us. So let's go to the US instead. Hi, Krayshawn. Nickelodeon all day was way more influential on my childhood. All right, I'm finally just about catching up. I'm about 5 minutes behind, so we're going to get ready to end soon. I mean, the Slayers themselves are child soldiers. Yes, I love Beverly Jenkins. I have recommended several of her books on the channel. She's amazing. And that's part of why I love, Nikki said Beverly Jenkins, like, is good for that kind of thing, which that's also something I love about Beverly Jenkins, because she's a Black American. She's a descendant of American chattel slavery. And she writes books with, like, Black Americans in the West, you know, during Reconstruction, like post-slavery, Black lawyers, Black doctors, you know, cowboys and pirates on the high seas. And, you know, like, she does a lot of historical fiction and she does a lot of research, and it's like very much historically accurate, and they're all Black. They really need to start making movies out of her books, really, instead of all these reboots. They need to start making movies out of Beverly Jenkins books for real. Yeah, there's a market for Black British TV and movies, and we'd show up for them. But then British people know how to make some television. They be having some good shows over there. Yeah, my mom says she watched Bridgerton multiple times back to back, but she's a sucker for a mediocre love story. Like, why couldn't they make a series on the BBC surrounding the movie Belle? Black people who like Bridgerton said there was no struggle. I was watching and think everything they got rich from was Black bodies and death. Like colonialism. Let's see. Where was I? I would hope more Black British actors link with Michaela and create some sort of collective for Black British TV. When I found out the main character in Snowfall was being played by a British man, I automatically shut the show down. I'm tired of it. The main character in All American is a Brit playing a Black American football player who's based on a real person. Come on. But then they want to say they watch Bridgerton because they want to see Black people in fucking that British setting. Like, oh, okay, all right, whatever y'all say. Whatever y'all say. whatever y'all say. There's so many stories I heard about Black people living in England that I would love to see on screen but haven't yet. And they're not really using the resources they might already have, like YouTube or even plays like Tyler Perry did. I remember my parents going to his plays and then buying the DVDs and then eventually supporting his movies. I would love to see a Beverly Jenkins TV show. Bridgerton was full of false promises. I like period shows and movies. I like period shows and movies too. I'm going through a Beverly Jenkins book right now where a former enslaved man is living life as a white man in the West because he can pass, but he's falling in love with a Black woman. Hi, Kai. I got to stay up for WandaVision. It's going to be a long night. Hi, Kai. I'm almost to the end. Esther and colonialism. My mom liked Bridgerton. Really good love stories. All American is so cringe. Someone told me to watch All American at work. I watched and laughed. It's not good. You didn't know that about All American? Yes. The lead on there is a Brit, a Black Brit. Less of them organizing in the UK equals less Black people on TV and in movies there. So ultimately, it's individuals wanting success elsewhere rather than coming together in their home country and making it work. Precisely, which I've talked about in other videos. I've talked about that in other videos. Like, they really don't understand, and they don't want to listen, because whenever we start talking about it, they just be like, blah, 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 you blah, blah, blah. You know, like, they don't want to hear it. It's really a twofold erasure. That's just going to bite them in the ass. I feel like Bridgerton is Shonda trying to make up for her show Starcrossed that flopped. Oh, Nicole, that was your show. That show is about Romeo and Juliet, but it's a black family and a white family. Feast of All Saints by Anne Rice is a great period piece that I recommend. And I never saw that, so I did put that on my list for Bees Bait. Lovecraft was a period show, so was Underground. I also think that deriving stories from books is not a thing anymore. People decide to go with reboots instead. All American isn't exactly all American. Shondaland lost its thing. I used to stand hard. Yeah, he's a Brit, Trey. The irony. Yeah, Snowfall was the first thing somebody said, Kimberly. Somebody said Snowfall having a black Brit, and I said, so's the main on All American. Yeah, the main actor on Snowfall had to have a dialect coach. Like, you could just hire a fucking American. It's weird. Why are British people so obsessed with interracial relationships? It's a joke. Tierra voted for Disney, not Nick. Nicole, you're damn right. That was my show, and I'm heated. Anytime I see Nicole, anytime I see Still Starcrossed or whatever it was called anywhere, I think about you, because I know that was your show. I know you was part of like the letter writing campaign and everything to keep it on. Yes, it's true about All American. I didn't find out that he was a black Brit until season 3. I felt so lied to. That's why I look up shows now to see who's involved. Yeah, I'm gonna put Feast of All Saints is on my list. It takes putting in the work. It's not easy, but it has to be done. Right. Like, you have to come together as a collective and work for what you want. Like, all these times that they be like, yeah, I wouldn't have had a career if I stayed in the UK. Maybe if y'all all banded together collectively, like, you need to fight for your representation. You are British. Like, y'all are British. Like, you do. Like, you're black Brits. Like, y'all need to have representation, too, on the TVs and the movies. And instead, like I said, y'all come play Fred Hampton. Or you come play in Snowfall. Or you come play All American. And then be like, what's the problem? What about all the fucking little black British kids that's coming up that don't have nothing? Like, like, people cannot think long term or something. I don't know what it is. Like I said, they really don't understand, like, the larger picture, that it's a twofold erasure. Because you're fucking over black Americans, but you're also fucking over yourselves and your own representation in your fucking home country. Which I've said before in several other videos, numerous times. They're like all in the BA Gang playlist. All videos on this particular topic in the BA Gang playlist. It takes putting in the work. Yes, it isn't easy, but it has to be done. Yeah, Delroy Lindo is a black Brit. He recently gave an interview saying if he had stayed in the UK, he wouldn't have had a career. Let's see. The Snowfall guy has one of the worst accents I've ever heard. I was like, why is he talking like that? And then I found out he was British, and I was like, oh. Still Starcrossed had not one but 2 dark-skinned monoracial women in lead roles who had agency and were treated with empathy and respect. Delroy Lindo is one of them Windrush Brits. So he's like Jamaican British, Owen. He just gave an interview about it recently. Because he got nominated for something for the Five Bloods, and it was brought up. The swirl obsession is unsettling. Yeah, he's Jamaican descent black Brit. He's a Windrush generation. He was born and raised and grew up in the UK. Part of the reason why I watched Bridgerton was the hope that its success could bring back Still Starcrossed. Nicole, you still waiting for Still Starcrossed to come back. They British, so coming to America to get ahead sounds like Great Britain to me. Ah! Delroy Lindo's parents are from Jamaica. Right, Seren, what about the British black babies coming up? No foresight, that's exactly it. I really would love to see some black British history that has nothing to do with a white person or interracial relationships. I think yeah. You guys didn't know this? You guys didn't know that Delroy Lindo was Jamaican British? Well, y'all learned today. Y'all learned today. Yep, Windrush descent. I see some shocked faces. Kimberly Fraser, damn, I had no clue Delroy was a Brit. Good old Delroy. Delroy is forever West Indian Archie. Delroy and Five Blood should win all the things. Yeah, he's a Windrush Gen. Yeah, you didn't know? Owen, I didn't know. Owen's like, damn! White Brits love to play a country-ass white American character to cross over, and black Brits love playing a black American in the hood in the drug game to cross over. While we're here, I don't know who keeps telling Ruth Nega that she has a great country southern accent, but she fucking doesn't, and she needs to cut it out because I'm tired of hearing it. Tired of hearing it. Oh, and look at that. I just got to the bottom. So on that note, I'ma go. And I will see you guys Sunday. We're gonna be live on Sunday. Obviously, I think I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow, but we will be live Sunday. Maybe we'll do Feast of All Saints. No, oh no. I want to watch the Don Cheadle radio movie. So maybe I have to look on my computer because I have it open, but I'll add Feast of All Saints. So bye guys.